these days. But I look at Andre, I look at DeMarcus Cousins, Joel Embiid, Karl Anthony Towns, and I think to myself, what are these people talking about?
And talking about Andre Drummond, I remember when he fell to number 9 on draft day. All sorts of experts were making excuses as to why. But even then, there was this eerie feeling that some teams had made a huge mistake in passing on him. And that feeling turned out to be correct.
Fresh is checked in for Cleveland. First quarter of play with about a minute and a half gone. Outside Jennings. Outside Thomas. It's back to Jennings. Drummond sets the screen for Jennings. Dishes it to O'Quinn. Clock at 6. Here's Drummond and the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
And putting in the work on the boards, and it's paying off with chances like that.
And G.A., he does put in the work. You're right. It's why he's on the finishing end of one putback slam after another.
Well, his effort has never been a question mark. He is an incredibly self-motivated player.
The Cavaliers shooting their first free throws of the game. And good on the second, so he makes them both.
That's a familiar sight. He hardly ever wastes his chances at the line. Cashes in regularly.
Outside Jennings.
Cleveland foul call.
For Detroit, they have gone 1 for 2 on the night so far from the line.
And 72% on the year. I'm sure they'd like to improve that category.
Yeah, it's been a very frustrating season for them in that regard, guys.
Timeout called the Cavaliers. This game coming on the heels of their win against Toronto.
And guys, they could have won that game on the strength of their offense alone. It was that good.
And most impressive when you do it on the road like that. They just kept coming at them wave after wave, and they really kept the crowd on mute in that one.
At the end of one, we caught up with Kyrie Irving earlier, and he talked a little bit about expectations for himself and his teammates.
We expect so much out of it.
Kyrie reminding us that it's not just the expectations of the fans and the media he and LeBron deal with, but also, and Clark, perhaps the most demanding of all, are the expectations they've got for each other.
Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, two guys who expect so much of themselves to start with, who naturally have a vision of how great the other guy should be. I mean, they're constantly trying to manage expectations while still demanding the best from each other. And that's a lot of fun to watch.
And we got a close game here as we get back to the second quarter. What stands out to you from the Cavaliers in this one?
The roof is up right now, guys. It's raining in here. A lot of threes through the first.
Hey, sometimes when it rains, it pours, and they have not let up from beyond the arc.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. On the floor for Detroit, Jennings runs the point with Jackson flanking him. Lance Thomas out there with Ilyasova. And it's Drummond in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
And last season was one where Tristan Thompson transitioned from a starter to a bench role. Didn't let the move bother him and still put up solid numbers off the bench.
Here's Townsend, the rim-rattling two-handed jam.
And how about a little bit of showmanship there as he increases the